And welcome back to the Views from the Drakes podcast on the Warrior Sports Network. My name is Sandy Burks. That's Mason Hayes. Mason, feels like summer just started. August is finally here. Fall sports are going to be reporting back to campus before you know it. And there's just so much to catch up on in the athletic department. We've had a lot of new additions to the Hendricks Warrior Athletic Department over the summer. So we encourage you to check out the Warrior Insider newsletter so you can catch up on all the new faces that we've been bringing in. There are a lot of them, but Mason, how about we meet a few of the new head coaches, two of which are no strangers to the city of Conway?
That's right, Sandy. We'll start first with men's basketball. We have Coach Anthony Boone entering his first season at the helm for the Warriors. Coach Boone actually played at Ole Miss in the old SEC.
That's right.
Back in 1995, where he was named to the SEC All-Rookie team, then got his coaching career going as an assistant at Murray State. But since then, spent the last decade actually in Conway, Arkansas, at UCA as an assistant and as a head coach, and now he has taken over the Hendricks Warriors. For women's basketball, we have head coach Wes Sullivan, played baseball at University of Arkansas Little Rock, and then transferred to UCA. So we have a lot of UCA ties, Sandy. But Coach Sullivan really got his career going as a coach at CBC, and now he looks to take over the Warriors. And I believe we have a new esports coach that you know pretty well, Sandy.
Hey, we do. We're adding Coach Jordan Toland. He is going to take over the esports program. There are a lot of alums, at least football alums like me, who are celebrating right now. Coach Toland played with me. He was an all-conference lineman for the Hendricks Warriors, and we're just so pumped. He spent the time since graduation at Springdale High School up there in the Northwest and a couple others, and just remarkable what he's been doing, and we are so blessed to have him returning to Conway. He's going to do incredible things. He's got an office right next to us. So Coach Buck and I very excited to be adding a Hendricks Warrior alum, football alum, back to the athletic department. Well, Mason, you guys are start on the Warrior Sports Network calling basketball games. I know we're both so excited to see what Coach Boone and Coach Sullivan are going to do on the sidelines of Grove Gymnasium. But we also got a new face in the softball dugout. How about you tell us about the new skipper?
That's right, Sandy, we did. And she's a Texan like myself, too. Head coach Kara LaLue enters her first season as the head coach and manager for the Hendricks softball team. Coach LaLue played at Hardin-Simmons in Texas, so a lot of Texas ties. She then got her hot start as a coach at Covenant College in Georgia, and now she joins your Hendricks Warriors.
Well, we're so excited. There's also a personal connection there. Coach LaLue is from Cypress, Texas, played at Cy Ranch, which is a rival high school of my fiance, Katie Bramowitz. She went to Cy Woods. So we got the greater Houston area represented. I know you're a DFW guy. So we can't wait to see Coach LaLue's Warriors in action next spring, but that's a long way away from now. Mason, what's on tap for the Hendricks Warriors this fall?
We got a lot going on, Sandy, and all starts August 19th. Men's soccer kicks off their season with some exhibition games here at home. Then a week later on the 26th, women's soccer also has an exhibition game. Then the men's team travels to San Antonio where they'll kick off their regular season against Trinity. Women's soccer kicking off their regular season here at home against the University of Dallas. But also going on in Texas, we have volleyball playing against St. Thomas and Schreiner. And then to conclude August, men's and women's cross country go to Rhodes where they'll have the Memphis Twilight Meet in Memphis.
That's right. So volleyball taking on St. Thomas and Schreiner in Houston as part of an invitational. Men's soccer on the road. They're going to take on Trinity, and then a couple days later they'll play Southwestern to start September. Women's soccer, of course, at home against the University of Dallas. So we can't wait to get the fall season underway. There are so many exciting things to look forward to. When you look at the fall season, when you look at the teams involved, first of all, you look about women's cross country. Anna Cantrell, the 2023 SAA Newcomer of the Year, a Little Rock native. Can't wait to see the sophomore season that she's going to have leading the cross-country team. You look at men's soccer, James Leone, who was a first-team All-SAA goalkeeper for men's soccer. Men's soccer having a few selections, all-conference selections last year, looking to rebound and host a conference tournament matchup again next fall, my goodness, as they did 2 falls ago. And then women's soccer, who's coming off a record-breaking season, single-season record, 12 wins last year. Coach Jeff Trimble's team hosting a first-round matchup in the SAA tournament. They beat Oglethorpe on penalties to advance to the Final Four. Maddie Lampkin was All-SAA second team last season, was second in the conference in goal scoring, and they're pretty much returning every single starter from last year's team. So, I mean, lots of good things going on with the women's soccer program moving forward. And then we say football, Mason, because you are a senior football player. Yep. What are you excited for going into your senior season with the Hendricks football program?
Honestly, just trying to enjoy every single moment. I mean, I feel like it's just flown by. You know, I got here in 2021 as a freshman. Look up and it's 2024 and I'm a senior. But I'm really excited to see The group of guys we have coming back, I believe we have 16 or 17 starters back. Got a great group of guys that we grew with in the offseason, doing a lot of things in the spring just to get closer. And I feel like all the talent's there, so I'm just super excited to get going with them in September.
Well, y'all got off to a hot start last year, no doubt about it. You get Jacob Bunoff back at quarterback, did a lot of great things, the receiving core, the flight crew. I know as you guys go by, the offense was putting up big numbers last year. Coach Zach Schultz now in his second year as defensive coordinator for the Warriors. Tons of starters coming back. Can't wait to see, the development from last year to next year. So many great things. You kick off the season in Shreveport, Louisiana, Mason. You get as a football alum myself, I'm a little jealous. You guys get to make history. Our first ever matchup against the Centenary Gents out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Get to go down to the boot.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never actually played in Louisiana before, and playing Centenary will be a lot of fun. I know we're real excited about it. Pretty short travel, too. It's a night game, so nothing like opening up the season under the lights, so we're excited.
Well, not only that, you get to play under the lights a week later as well. You get to come back home, but not to Young Wise Memorial Stadium. You're going to War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, Arkansas to play against the East Texas Baptist Tigers. You guys played at Ornelas Field last year against the East Texas Baptist Tigers, the first matchup between the two programs in regular season history. And what an incredible atmosphere that was. A game we very well could have won at the very end, just couldn't make it happen. But now we get to come back to Arkansas and play those guys. Tell me a little bit about, playing against East Texas Baptist and that fan base come up here to Arkansas.
Yeah, they got a great fan base and a lot of guys I know on that team too, just being in Texas and being from the DFW area. It's always a good game playing them. They had a lot of fans there last year, and that stadium was jumping. So I think playing them here in War Memorial will be a lot of fun. And I can, speak for myself and the team. We love playing at War Memorial at night. It's just it's a different feeling. If you have to get yourself hyped up for it, you're playing the wrong sport. Just the whole entire week leading up to that game is always a lot of fun. And I think, playing ETBU, like you said, a great fan base, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to go off script here. I know Dakota, our executive producer, is going to kill me. If I remember correctly, we played 4 night games at War Memorial. We're 3-1 so far, 3-0 against SAA opponents, and now we're doing a non-conference matchup against East Texas Baptist, and we cannot wait. You open up conference play against Southwestern a week later, and then you come back for a non-conference game against Huntington, and there's a little special occasion going on, Mason, against Huntington.
I think it's homecoming,
Hey.
Yeah, homecoming, Hall of Honor, a lot of things going on that weekend. Yeah,
that's right. First homecoming in 60 years, I think. So we got a lot going on. We're going to celebrate homecoming against Huntington. It's Fall Family Weekend, and we got the Hall of Honor going on this weekend. We're going to introduce 6 new members into the Hendricks College Sports Hall of Honor that weekend. So much going on. For all of you who are out of state or out of the Central Arkansas area, we encourage you to put September 28th down in your calendar and join us in Conway that weekend. It's going to be honestly the biggest weekend I can remember in recent memory going on the campus of Hendricks College. So we can't wait for you to join us in Conway to celebrate a fun weekend of sports and everything going on in the city of Conway at Hendricks. And so, Mason, just to wrap up this fall preview, you mentioned a lot of the teams that Hendricks will be playing against in late August. Volleyball is playing St. Thomas and Schreiner. Women's soccer is playing the University of Dallas. And then later, volleyball is going to be playing teams like LeTourneau and Concordia University. And then football, of course, is opening up their season against Centenary. Those are all members of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, the SCAC, which Hendricks will be rejoining in 2025-26. A lot of those teams are in Texas. You think about Concordia, that's in Austin. Schreiner is in Kerrville, Texas. You have the University of Dallas. St. Thomas is in Houston. McMurray University in Abilene, Texas. Texas Lutheran in Seguin. There are a few others, but that's going to take Hendricks now to playing a lot more games in Texas.
That's right.
Against familiar opponents. As a native Texan, now, of course, you're going to be graduating before we join this new conference, Mason, but as a Texan, what do you think are some of the advantages of moving to this new conference now that the Warriors will be playing more games in the state of Texas?
I just think it allows more, friend and family and alumni engagement for us on road games and having our friends and family there. Here we feel a big difference for home field advantage. And I think having them in the stands and the road would just help us a lot. And then, driving up alumni. We have a lot of alumni in the DFW area. So I think, just getting everyone together, in the great state of Texas will be good for us.
Well, it was, it's a big deal when we rejoined the SCAC, and I heard from a lot of alums, a lot of guys that I play with who now have returned to the state of Texas, and they'll be able to watch us play a lot more games. One of the teams, of course, I didn't mention when I was talking about the teams in the SCAC is Austin College, who was an affiliate member in football for quite a while. That's Coach Buck's alma mater, of course, and being able to play those guys will be a big deal for us. Again, Austin College, a very familiar opponent for a lot of our programs, and get those guys back on the schedule. It's going to be a fun deal. And that'll wrap up our fall preview. So for Mason Hayes and Dakota Saylor, I'm Sandy Burks.